Hey folks, my name is Ravish and welcome back to another video in the series of DevOps interviews. Now, I have a profile with me today. So this person is around 9+ years of experience in IT, and this person was trying to move into DevOps and cloud, and he has started his journey around like 2 years back. So he's having around 2 years of experience in DevOps and around 3 years of experience in cloud. He preferred AWS as the choice, alright. And I started the interview with roles and responsibilities and divided into 2-3 parts. Part one would be we will be talking about the ECS cluster, the container part, and a mix of Terraform, because he has used Terraform for creating the infrastructure. And part two was divided into Nginx and questions on Nginx, why he is using it, what his application is doing, and why do they need Nginx. That was the one thing. And in the third part, we were talking about the reverse proxy, the forward proxy, a bit about Git, and that's all. So there is one very important thing that I wanted to talk about, that this person, after giving 20-25 minutes of interview, just hung up the call. So this is not a very good thing. Even if you're very underconfident while giving the answers, do not just hung up the call, because that creates a very bad kind of impression of you. And even if you are not answering properly, that's totally fine. You're getting experience that, okay, these are the questions that are asked, note them down and you can use them in future interviews. Hanging up the call is not a good thing. So he kind of hung up the call abruptly. So this would be around 20-25 minutes of interview. The questions will be whatever I've discussed on parts would be there. All right. So again, folks, you know the drill, that if you're new over here, my name is Ravish and I create content for DevOps and cloud related stuff. Kindly subscribe to the channel because it really motivates me to create more content like this. So without further ado, let's get started. So your total years of experience is
9+ years.
9+ years, and your relevant experience in DevOps?
And experience 2 years.
DevOps 2 years. Okay, and in cloud?
And cloud 3 years.
3 years. Perfect. So which cloud do you prefer?
Actually, I'm AWS cloud.
AWS. Okay. You were saying something.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Can you just walk me through the daily roles and responsibilities?
Yeah, currently I'm working for Google as a cloud infrastructure engineer. So nowadays I'm preparing a ECS cluster. Uh, ECS cluster through ECR and ECS cluster. A cluster development for in the AWS cloud, and also trying to preparing infrastructure as a code on this development.
So you create ECS cluster using like manually or by some IaaC?
Initially, I've created it production level in manual. So once it's been launched, then after that, I will try to establish it as a infrastructure as a code.
No. What are you using in infrastructure as a code?
Terraform.
Terraform. Okay. So let's talk about ECS cluster. What do we understand by ECS?
Elastic Container Service.
Okay, so what does it do?
Is prepared the clusters for us, so we can create the clusters, we can create the services and the task definition from this task. And for that, we need the help of ECR, Elastic Container Registry, because we need to prepare the container as well.
Okay. What are the options do we have when we create a cluster?
There are too many options like EC2 and fargate.
Okay.
So currently we're using EC2.
Okay. When should I use fargate and when should I use EC2?
Actually, when we'd like to take the full control of underlying infrastructure, so we can use EC2. And when we would like to go for serverless, we don't need to anything manage to anything underlying hardware, or then we can go for fargate.
Sorry, I didn't get it. When should I use EC2?
when actually we would like to take the, I mean, what you say, like the control or manage the underlying hardware or underlying servers, then we can go for EC2. And on and why we'd like to go for, I mean, serverless, or don't like to take control or manage the underlying resources or servers, then we can go for the fargate.
Okay. Okay. Can you give an example of it?
Give an example of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I have this type of application, then I should use fargate. If I have this type of application, then I should use uh, EC2.
uh, Actually, I have told you that so while we don't want to take any kind of control, or don't want to manage the underlying resource or servers, then we can go for fargate.
Okay, I'll give you a scenario. If we have tiny workloads, like small test environment, which one should I pick? Fargate or EC2?
Tiny workload. Mm, I'm not actually clear about that. Maybe for that we can go for EC2.
Okay, okay. So, what does your application do? For that, we need EC2 or Fargate. What does your application do? Why do you need ECS?
Actually, we are using ECS. Actually, currently, you know that we can run multiple type of services under one cluster, right? So depends on our workload, we can increase our service, our task definition, and other clusters increase our task definition as well. So based on our workload, we can improve our capacity provider. We can improve the auto scaling as well. I would like to auto scale.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
Or
when you create an EC2 ECS cluster, okay, what do we understand by a launch template?
say a launch template required when we'd like to prepare the launch configuration and the target group. So why it's required. So I mean to mentioning our type of instance.
Okay, so what are the options that we have in launch template?
What are the options? There we then when we create to launch template, we require to mention our type of instances, required the key pairs, and our VPCs and subnet groups, our target groups as well.
Okay, okay. Mm, so, what are all the resources that you have created using Terraform?
So initially, actually, I have launched it by manually.
Mm-hmm.
So as I have told you that once the all go to for fulfill operational, then we'll go for the, I mean, or go for infrastructure as a code Terraform. So besides that, I'm trying to prepare the Terraform as well.
Okay. What do we understand by ECS task role?
ECS task
Task
role.
role, yeah.
So you know that to in AWS a cloud platform, to, I mean, using one to get the access from one resource to another resource, we need to assign a role. So so that's why we need ECS task role.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay. So, what are all the applications that you worked on AWS apart from ECS?
Apart from like EC2, auto scaling, load balancing, and Route 53. Then, as I've told you, ECS, S3 bucket, Cloudfront. Those are resources I have used.
Okay, okay, okay,
And even I have maybe for one application, if I'm not forgotten, Lambda as well.
okay, okay. So, what do you understand by CloudFront?
Cloudfront is a distribution network actually. So it helps us to distribute our content and to the end user based on our regions, based on the locations, based on the requirements. It helps us to uh, distribute our cloud content.
Okay. Um, so when we talk about device detection, what does it mean in CloudFront?
Device detection.
Yeah. Any idea?
No,
Geo
currently not.
geo targeting.
Geotracking based on actually the geolocation.
So like, what does it do? Like, why do I need geo targeting?
So let's see, like if our end user, most of end user use our service, any of the services from any particular geolocation,
Mm-hmm.
so we can so we can use the routing location as geolocation, so that the content cache on that location, so that end user can browse it comfortably.
Okay. So if I want to get higher performance in our application by using CloudFront, how do we achieve that?
Actually, it will depends on what type of requirement we will have. Like, it is based on simple routing? Is it based on geolocation? Is it based in path based? So there is many kind of mechanism to make it more faster. And obviously, if we make it to more reliable, more flexible, and more fault tolerant, then we must go for the multi-regional and multi-availability zone as well.
Okay. Okay. Um, have you ever worked upon regional edge cache
Regional edge cache. No,
in Amazon CloudFront? No.
not edge cache. No.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Actually, basically in Bangladesh or like most of the organization would like to, not like to go for the cloud infrastructure, using cloud infrastructure very widely, just because of concerning billing and some other issues. So there's most of the applications are very regional. I mean, specific based on the location of Bangladesh also. So for Bangladesh, most of us using the only for region Singapore or Mumbai, as you know, the the
Okay.
nearest location, nearest region is only for. So when we actually work for some other organizations like Japanese companies, then we get some kind of work like that. So where we have can access of work widely.
Okay. In your resume, you have written that you have worked on Nginx, right? So why do we need Nginx?
Uh, this is a web application, so there's no need to use
No,
Nginx.
why do we need it?
Nginx also can balance the load as well
As a load balancer.
as a
Okay.
load balancer.
Is there any other task it do?
It can use as reverse proxy.
Okay. Anything else?
Currently not remember.
Okay. Have you ever heard about CGI handler? What is a CGI handler?
I don't
Okay. No problem. No problem. So in which language this Nginx is written?
know. That also I don't. In Nginx maybe it's its own in module.
In what?
Nginx on module?
No, no. Nginx as a software is written in which language?
I don't know.
Okay. No problem. Okay. So I could have used Apache, right? Why do I need Nginx?
So as we have already told that it can handle the load
Can you
balance.
speak more louder, please?
As I have told that the Nginx can handle the, I mean, handle the load balance and the reverse proxy. So this is the advantage from Apache.
Okay. What is the difference between event-based server and process-based server?
Event based and process based.
Yes.
I don't
No idea.
know. No.
Okay. What is the difference between a web application server and enterprise application server? Or web server or an application server?
Web server means it's used for web application, and app server means app application.
Can you give an example of it?
Sorry, don't mind. I'm just writing down your questions as well.
I mean, can you give an example of it? Web application, web server and application server, difference between.
No.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay. What is the version of Nginx that you are using?
Sorry.
What?
Currently, I'm not working on Nginx. Currently, I'm working on ECS as in said. Lastly, I have worked on Nginx version. I can't remember currently.
Okay. So, like, should I ask questions from Nginx or not? Like, you're not comfortable with that?
You can ask. It will,
Okay.
it will
What
help.
do we understand by master processor in Nginx?
Master processor. I
Yes.
don't know.
Okay. Okay. Work processor?
Is it like that? Master and slave is like that?
No, like master is something that does your reading configuration and binding, port binding, something. Heard about that?
No.
No problem,
But
no problem. So, what exactly Nginx is doing in your application? What is the role?
actually, Nginx handle the web applications,
Uh-huh.
and so in these applications we can define the which port the web application will work.
Okay,
Uh,
you were talking about something about module, right? In Nginx server, what exactly is that?
which one?
Module in Nginx server. How can you add it? Any idea?
Nginx module?
Huh.
No.
Okay. Okay. So would be my last question for Nginx. What is the difference between a reverse proxy server and a forward proxy server?
Reverse proxy server and forward proxy server.
Yes.
Reverse proxy server, it actually uh, distribute the traffic from other servers to other servers.
Okay. And what is forward?
And actually, which specific server would like to forward the traffic?
Okay. 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 Cool. 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 Okay. Let's move on to Git. Right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you in Git?
Sorry, can you ask again?
How comfortable are you in Git on a scale of 1 to 10?
In Git,
Yeah.
you can give me. I can 4 or 5.
On a scale of one. Okay. 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 What is the difference between Git and GitHub?
Git and GitHub. Git is an application, and GitHub is what should you say? The repository or web
You're,
web
can
service.
you please be louder? Uh,
Hello.
yeah, yeah. So what is Git and GitHub?
Git is an application,
Yes.
and GitHub is a web service or repository-based service.
Okay, that's one. Another.
Uh, so in GitHub, where we can keep our projects over there,
Okay.
and through Git and we can communicate to GitHub through Git application.
Okay. Okay. What do you understand by git config?
Git config by Git config we can we can configure our Git account, Git username and Git user ID and email ID, something like that.
Okay. Uh, we talk about a head, HEAD, head. What exactly is a head in terms of Git?
In terms of Git, what is head means?
Yes.
Sorry, I can't answer that.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever faced a merge conflict in your life in while having code?
I didn't face that type of issues.
Do you
Get
know what a
conflict.
merge conflict is exactly?
Merge conflict happens when two other people merge the same things, something like that.
Okay, and let's say if you have faced an issue of merge conflict, how will you resolve it?
Maybe I may need to get a stash.
Can you give an example? Let's say you are working on a code, okay, and let's say there are two developers. One developer is you, one developer is me. We both have taken code from main branch, and I have A branch, you have B branch. I pushed some code before you, and now when you are pushing your code into main branch, you are getting merge conflict. How will you fix it?
Okay, how to fix them? How I will fix that? Okay, so what I can do that I can initially I can stash my code.
Okay, what is git stash? Okay, so the candidate uh, hung up the call and did not come back, so I had to end the interview here only. So I hope you folks have wrote down all the questions that I have asked over here. And thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.